Well, hello again, everybody. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, welcome for the first time. My name is Richard, and I am, among other things, a member of a group called the Graveyard Shift. And what we do is we come out to resting communities and visit with the people out here and try to have a conversation with them. I'm using a Spirit Box app on my tablet called the Sono X10, which seems to be working quite well the last few times we've been out here. Now, my sinuses have just quit messing with me. As you can tell, we're back in the vehicle. It's kind of crappy today. Overcast skies threatening to rain, and as you can probably tell, it's windy out there. I was just out looking at one of the gravestones that's out here right in front of the Pioneer section of Mountain View Cemetery, which seems to be kind of going to be our home base, as it were. And he was the person involved here, and I forget the name, unfortunately. Senility is not my friend. He was with the 94th Illinois Infantry, so I'm going to have to look that up and see when and where they were located. But it's one of the old white-looking tombstones, so I'm assuming this is like somewhere in the general vicinity of the Civil War. Anyway, I've come out today I was contacted by somebody who watched the videos, and they asked if I could ask a few questions generally. So rather than trying to speak to one person and getting their personal information, which is what we usually try to do, I'm just going to throw this open to anybody that wants to talk and see if we can get some answers. So, for all the spirits that are here, you're probably getting to know me fairly well. I've been here a few times. My name is Richard, and as I said, I'm with the Graveyard Shift. It's a group of people who visit resting communities such as this and just try to have a conversation with people. Preferably those that haven't been talked to in quite a while. So they seem to appreciate it. I'm aware that there are some things that you're reluctant to talk about. There's probably some things that you're not allowed to talk about. Some things we really don't need to know about. But I do have some kind of general questions that I'd like to ask. And I'm going to throw this open to anybody who wants to respond. Would request, however, that try and pick a spokesman if you can, so that we don't have a whole lot of people trying to talk to me all at the same time and have just one person come through. So, with all that being said, let's see if we can get the box to work. And I'll start off with kind of a complicated question. If a person's spouse dies and they remarry, and then all three have passed away, do they get to choose which one to spend time with? Are all three of them together? Or does the phrase, till death do us part, or for as long as you live, which is in most wedding ceremonies, does that apply? And it's basically, once you transition, you're no longer married? Anyway, how does that work? Well, let's do this one at a time now. You get to choose who you spend your time with of, say, two spouses that you've had or more. Or, let's just go with that. You get to choose who you spend time with of your deceased spouses. I think I heard just one. Okay, Okay, as normal, we're going to have to go back and listen to this again after we get home and put the headphones on and see what I can pick up that I didn't hear just now. Oh, hello. We have some visitors out here. There's some deer kind of wandering around having lunch. Okay, next question. They say that when you pass, all things become known, as a phrase, I guess. Can you locate and spend time with friends that have passed, or do you already know where to find them? Well, once again, I think I'm hearing responses, but the hearing aids aren't quite working correctly, or it's just going a little too fast for my hearing. But we'll go back and listen to them again. If, in fact, as it said, all things are known when you transition, does that include events that will occur in the future here? Are you aware of what's going to happen with, say, your relatives who are still in their mortal bodies, or is that something that just kind of happens when it happens? So are you aware of, I lost it now. Are you aware of events that will occur in the future? I heard a yes. Sounded like we all know. Okay, again, I'm not really getting a lot, but we'll go back and listen to it again, and by the time I get this on YouTube, we should have some of the answers to post on the screen. Okay, I understand that spirits are not confined to one specific location, and you can kind of change locations whenever you want freely. If that is true, does it take time to go to a new location, or is it like an instant event? You know, if you're, say you're resting here in this resting community and you want to go to, say, another town where one of your relatives lives or something such as that, is that done instantaneously, or does that take a little bit of time to travel that far? Sounded like I heard really quick in a lady's voice. Hey, for some reason, I'm just not picking anything up today. My ears just are not hearing anything. But again, we'll go back and listen to it. Okay, I've watched a lot of videos of other people who have conversations in these resting communities. And a lot of spirits, when asked, will say that they're watching over their families. Can you influence how events unfold that would kind of benefit your family, or is this something that you can't interfere with? You just kind of have to watch what happens. Can you influence events as they're happening or before they happen to benefit your family? Lady's voice again sounded like it said yes. Well, I heard help twice. Both of those were indifferent, but both were ladies' voices. So is there somebody here who needs help? Somebody I can help do something? Can't help? No. Okay. You need help, but there's really nothing I can do. Help again? Several times? Hello, young lady. Okay, again, we're going to have to go back and listen. I just had another close-up visit with a young lady here. I don't know if I can get her in the camera or not. Well, there's part of her. There she is. She's having lunch. Kind of over in the corner of the screen there. Oh boy, I can't get this straightened out again. There we go. Okay. Do spirits see the mortal plane that we're in now in the same way that we do, like in color, 3D, like that? Or is there a different visual spectrum, or is it purely kind of a mental image type situation? So do spirits see things the way that we do, like in 3D and in color and so forth? Well, I heard a lady again say you can't say. Okay, well, we'll go with that. I can't talk about that one. Okay, one that I've always kind of wondered about. I hear a lot of people say that when they transition, they're met by their families. Has anyone at the time you transition or shortly thereafter, have you ever been greeted on the other side by a pet? Well, somebody that you had while you were in your mortal body that passed away before you did, or, you know, in that general vicinity. Has anybody ever been greeted by their family and a family pet? Once? Yep. No. Uh-huh. My favorite? Okay, again, I heard somebody say help. Is there anything I can do to help you? Hi? Or might? Okay, I've heard several different voices saying they need help. Is there something I can help you with? Can you tell me what to do to help you? Help, help. There's something I can do to help you. Help again. Boy. Doesn't seem to be much that they're asking me to do. Is there any of the spirits here that can find any of the people that say they need help? Is there anyone that can help them? Grady? Yes. Is there someone who can help these people, or who, however many voices I've been hearing that need help? Is there somebody that can help them? Right? Or Mike? I missed that part. Okay, I'm recurringly getting a lady's voice saying help. So is there somebody who could find that lady and help her? If so, can you tell me your name? Michael. Okay. So I'm getting Mike again. Mike? Yeah, sorry. Mike, can you help these people that are in need of some kind of help? Working on it? I think I heard that. Okay. So Mike's working on helping somebody, or more than one, that needs help, because apparently there's nothing I can do from where I'm at. Okay, back to the questions then. There's a theory going around that a spirit who wants to learn or experience something in a mortal body can be reincarnated so that they can experience or learn whatever it is that they're trying to learn or experience. Is that part true? Nowhere? Okay, I'm hearing a lot of responses, but again, I'm not able to understand what they're saying. So we'll go back and listen to that, and maybe we can figure out the answer to that question. Okay, now comes another one from me, basically. Is it possible for a mortal person in a mortal body to carry over traits or preferences from a previous, I hate to say life, but a previous incarnation in a mortal body? Can that carry over, if you're reincarnated, can that carry over and yet you not know the reason for it? And I have a reason for asking that one. So if you experience something and at a later time you're reincarnated, can some of the traits from your first mortal experience carry over into the reincarnated experience, and yet you not be aware of what it is or why? All the time? Bad. Unknown? No. It's raining. Yes, it is. Okay, I have a specific reason for asking that, because I have two traits that I basically cannot explain. First of all, I can't stand anything tight around my neck. That includes this t-shirt. If that gets too high on the neck, I literally gag. And this has happened all my life. My dad used to joke that I was probably hung in a previous life. And if that were true, I would not know about it, or I do not know about it. So is it possible that I choked to death or was hanged or something in a previous existence to this one, to where that trait kind of carries over, but yet I'm not aware of why I have it? Is that possible? Right? Yes, it's still raining. Yes. Okay. The other thing that I've carried over, or that I've carried with me for years, in the early 1970s, there was a really, really big popular rush of martial arts movies in the theaters. Most people have any association with that know Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, and he did a bunch of them. He did 2 or 3 American movies and a whole lot of Asian movies. I think it was Run Run Shaw, I think, was the producer of most of those, or Golan Globus, one of the two. They were all produced in China. Anyway, the very first movie I ever saw, I was hooked on those things. And to the point where I actually went through all the necessary steps to acquire a black belt in karate, which I did. But I still have the fascination with anything to do with the martial arts. I love watching those movies. Even the ones where they can stand flat-footed and jump 20 feet into a tree and sit down on a limb, or, that type of thing. Do a backflip over a car from a standing stock, all the Hollywood stuff. But I have just a basic fascination with martial arts movies. So, again, is it possible that in a previous incarnation I had some kind of an involvement with the martial arts that carries over? The interest carries over, but the knowledge of it I do not have? Is that possible? By watching? Well, I'm still hearing a lot of responses, but I'm unable to actually hear what's being said. So again, I'm going to go back and listen to it, but I'm going to ask that one more time. Could it be possible that in a previous life I was hanged or choked to death or something that causes a reaction now that I can't stand anything around my neck without gagging? Is that a possibility? It might. Okay, we'll go back and listen to that one again. And again, with the martial arts, is it possible that I was involved with it in some way in a previous incarnation? Is why I have such a fascination with it now? Okay, I'm going to have to go back once again and listen I feel like there's a lot being said, and unfortunately, for some reason, I'm not picking up a lot of it today. I don't know whether my ears clogged up or my hearing aid battery's low, something. Anyway, that was the end of the basic questions that I had. So I will ask if there's anyone here that has any questions that they would like to ask me. Try, if you can, to speak kind of slowly and as loud as you possibly can. Anyone have any questions for me while I'm here? No? Ultimately? Don't?
Move it in there.
Okay, I heard help me please. So, Michael, they can find that person that needs help. Can you do that? Mike, yes. Okay, but it sounds like you and I are probably going to have an ongoing relationship. So, do you prefer Mike or Michael? Just Mike? Okay, I think I heard that one pretty clearly. Okay, back to where I was one more time. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, I can't make much out of that, so I'll go home and listen to it. If I do find someone that's asking me a question, the next time I come out here, I will answer that for you. Okay, because I'm going to go, this is all being recorded. I'm going to go home and listen to it again with the headphones on so I can hear it without all the echoes and the distractions and so forth. If somebody did ask me a question, then I will try to answer it the next time I come out. All right, and my one and only final question. Does anyone have any objections to me coming back here and speaking to you all again? Heard a no in a lady's voice. Okay. It's important. Well, I don't know if it's actually important or not, but I enjoy doing it. I hope you enjoy me coming out here and spending some time with you. Especially some of the older people whose families may not be around to come to visit. I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy talking to you all. So, if no one objects, I will try it again. Last time for the question, does anybody object to me coming back again? Richard? Yeah, that's me.
The rings of Saturn.
The rings of Saturn? Did I hear that? Yes. Okay. Okay, so it's okay if I come back? You need it? Is that what a lady said? She need it? Okay, well, that's fine. I enjoy doing this. So if you enjoy having me out here and talking to me, I'll most gladly come back and do it again. We're getting into kind of summerish weather. We're in almost the middle of June now. So right now it's kind of nasty out with the overcast and so forth, and the big wind because we've got a high pressure system coming in. So the next few days are going to be a lot warmer, hopefully without the wind. So with any luck, I will try coming back here in the immediate future, and maybe we can have a little longer conversation. I'll try and get out and visit some of the grave sites where you're all resting and see if we can't kind of make a connection with specific people. Right now, I'm just happy to talk to anybody that wants to talk to me. Okay, so that's the end of this one pretty much. Asked all the questions I had on my mind, and the ones that I was requested to ask. So I think that'll do it for about now. Thank you all very much for your cooperation and participation. I really do appreciate it. These videos wouldn't be worth much if you didn't talk to me. So thank you all very much. And with that, we're going to close down the session. If I can figure out how to... There it is. Okay. Got to push the right button to make it go on. Okay. And shut off the speaker. There we go. Okay. Well, that's the end of our generics. Kind of. Hopefully we got some answers. Well, like I said, I'll go home and listen to it, and whatever I find, I will put on the video. So thank you for watching. If you kind of like doing these things, there's a little thumbs up thing underneath the screen. You could like it. And if you want to be notified when I do these, because I don't always do them on a schedule. In fact, this is Tuesday, and I'm not usually out and about on Tuesday. I'm usually in the office. So, in fact, I'll be in the office in about a half an hour for the rest of the day. So if you like it, hit the like button, hit the notification button so you can be informed when I do these. And as always, when I tell other paranormal investigators, if you're going out to do something, A, never investigate anything alone, and B, be safe.